Right way. There we go.
Hey.
Hello, everybody. This is new for us. We can't
come in the side, otherwise they can't see this face that is speaking, but no face.
We can't get into Facebook at the moment, and
No.
normally we do a Friday morning at 9 o'clock live on Facebook. So, and afterwards I upload to YouTube the same video, and luckily, because we have got a platform on YouTube, we're not completely dependent on our Facebook platform, which is always a good thing in social media, to not put all your eggs in one basket, because you never know when suddenly they're going to withdraw that service from you, and you may have been building it up for years and suddenly it's not there anymore. So it's a good idea to try and hedge your bets and put on a few different platforms just in case situations like this. Now here we are. So I'll hand you over to Fifi, and she is the proprietor of this independent shop.
Sounds so grand. Proprietor's terribly grown up and big, but actually it's only me and I'm very small and little. This is my sister Virginia. She does all our techno stuff and is the air beneath my wings. And we have Nick, who works with me. He tends to come in on a Friday and does all the magical things like putting things up on the wall and mending things and moving big heavy stuff around. And we have Barbara, who's not with us today. She's away, and she works during the week. And of course we have Paddy, the shop dog. He belongs to Ginge actually, but he's just so adorable. And he joined us as a little puppy about 8 months ago. And he's just got better and better and better. He's going to bark now just to prove us different.
No, it's all right, Pads.
But normally, as Ginge says, we do a Facebook Live every Friday morning, and unfortunately we've been hacked by the hackers. I don't call them hackers, it starts with an F and it sounds similar. And I am trying very hard with Techno Help to reinstate things. So currently my Facebook page for the business looks normal to everybody else, but I can only access it through Instagram. So yes, frustrating as hell. And with Instagram as well, they do lock you out if you've done more than 6 posts. It's a fairly new thing. It's so frustrating. So when it comes to social media, if it wasn't for my sister, I'd probably just throw the whole lot in the bin and never do any of it ever again.
And luckily, I'm the other way. I love social media. I love figuring stuff out. If something breaks, I'm like, spend hours trying to find ways to get back on there.
Whereas I am just an old-fashioned shopkeeper. I like to have my pinny on. I like to sweep the pavement in the morning, sweep to the locals who say, could we possibly sweep the whole street while I'm in the mood? And I like to sort of meet and greet the people and talk about the baby that was just born and the blah, blah, and the blah, blah. And it's all very normal and sociable and sweet and quite old-fashioned. Service with enthusiasm and a smile. All this social media stuff does my head in.
On the other hand, I think we know that the social media brings traffic to your shop, because we get phone calls saying, what was the thing I whizzed by with the camera?
Yes, all of that. So, I mean, I am assuming that today we might be speaking to a whole new audience. We might only be speaking to nobody. Who knows? But
no, we have 3 people on YouTube.
3 people, bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So what we normally do is we just sort of walk around the shop and we have a look at the things that have come in during the week and show people things. For me, of course, I see the shop every single day, and so I never quite know what to show people, but I just have to assume that you've never seen the shop before. And if you have any questions or you want me to slow down or tell you about something, then just yell.
Well, that's the great thing about YouTube. You can slow it down afterwards when it's on the replay. You can actually go to settings and do your playback speed on slow, which I often do if I'm doing something that's somebody's got the gift of the gab and they're talking really fast. I just slow it down a notch so I can absorb the information or watch the scenery a bit slower. Or you can speed it up if it's not going. Quite often have things on fast as well to get to the point I want. So YouTube to me is way superior.
She's YouTube queen.
I love YouTube.
So for those of you who don't know, our shop is in the High Street, a one-way street in Wotton-under-edge, which is a town in Gloucestershire. Cute, independent little town. We have an auction room, a swimming pool, a museum, a cinema,
lots of pubs,
almshouses, a cute little chapel. Just a really cute little town. full of independent shops, well worth a visit. They do Sunday afternoon teas at the local town hall, which are superb. And we're right on the Cotswold Way, so we have a lot of walkers down through the high street. We are literally on the path.
What's the name of that tourist information centre that's, what are they called?
That is part of the museum, isn't it? It's next to the museum.
They have such good information about the history from around here, because there used to be an abbey in the 11th century or something, and there's so much of the abbey dotted around in the architecture on the high street, and that you can find out where you can go and view these wonderful old relics.
Yes. So one of the things that we, I'm one of them. One of the things that we specialise in this shop is the fantastic Frenchic paints. If you haven't heard of them, now that we've brought them into your stratosphere, you will see them everywhere. You'll see them on the TV makeover shows. You'll see them in newspaper articles, magazine articles, etc. Invented by the wonderful Pammy 8 years ago, and it went from her inventing it so that she could get the result she wanted from a chalk paint to being the world's leading chalk paint. And we sell all of the Frenchic products, including the Frenchic wall paints, which we have behind us in little sachets. We'll turn the camera around in a minute and show you. So we took the Frenchic paint on probably 7 years ago, and it has been the backbone of our business. It's the sprat to catch the mackerel. We get people coming in to buy the Frenchic paint, and of course when they're in here they spot something that's a bit weird and a bit quirky, and they often purchase on the back of a Frenchic paint purchase. We source everything from auctions, giant flea fairs, house clearances, dealers, people who've lost relatives who want to come in and sell us furniture. And the more quirky it is, the more I like it. So it's a very eclectic mix. We sell antiques, we sell sort of more modern stuff, but it has to have a certain look.
It's a Fifi eclectic.
It is really, isn't it? I can't say what the eclectic is. It sort of ties together somehow, doesn't it, Nick? But we're not quite sure exactly how. But anyway.
There's something inside her head that says, yes, weird. That can come in my shop. Or no, that can't come in my shop. And there's only one person that's the arbiter of that, and that's Fifi. And if it's not acceptable, it's out the door.
Yeah, I have noticed as well as I get older that I'm very much more definitive about, yeah, I like it, or no, I don't. There's not much sort of in-betweens anymore. So whereas I used to sort of faff and say to people, I'm not sure, now it's like, no, I'm sorry, it's not for me, end of. But that's not to say that we won't try new things, because we're always open to new things. So, yeah. So we
basically, it's Fifi's shop, and she can try
Fifi's
whatever she wants. Oh, we've got Caroline Campbell-Hill saying, it's Fifi's check.
Oh, bless you, Caroline. Nice to see you there.
Thank you.
See you at the next auction.
So, quick, what's the word? Boost to Fifi. If you could like, subscribe, comment, share this video. It all helps Fifi. Thank you.
She's marvellous. She is marvellous. She just sorts everything out for me.
Chic.
Yes, chic. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, my darling.
Autocorrect. So annoying.
Right, shall we do the swap over?
Okay.
Turn us round, and then we'll have a wander round.
Bear with us while we flip the camera.
So while we were just standing literally in front of the Frenchic paints, these are the wall paint sachets, 95p for a sachet. It's enough to paint an A4 sheet of paper, so you can then move it around your room to see if it looks good in all the different lights. And the wall paint is award-winning. It's a dead flat matte, fully scrubbable. It really is scrubbable. It's fantastic paint. These are the furniture paints. We have all the different products, and one of the best things that I'd hoped I'd have them here today, but in fact they won't be delivered now until probably Tuesday, because we're going to be closed tomorrow and the bank holiday. We will have 4 new alfresco limited edition colours, and I can tell you for nothing, the colours are absolutely beautiful, and they will be just in time for you to paint things in your garden, your wooden benches, your sheds, your metal benches and chairs, your flower pots, your concrete paths, you name it, you'll be able to do it with the alfresco, because it's designed to be weatherproof and to be used outside. Having said that, we sell a lot of it to people who are going to be painting their kitchens, because it's hard wearing, beautiful colours, beautiful coverage, And we use it a lot to paint our furniture in the shop, and hopefully we'll be able to show you some of that as we go round. So, without further ado, one of the funny things that happens in this shop is we have things that hang around for ages and ages and ages, and it never bothers me because everything goes eventually, and because the things that I buy in, I do absolutely love. And we've had this stag for, I think we've had him for the best part of the year, haven't we? And he's an original piece. He's not off a carousel. We don't quite know his history. He's European. He has his original paintwork. We think he's sort of early 20th century. And there's just something really quirky about him. And he's been in this position. He's been in the window. He's been over there on a table. He's been down in the other room. And he's never gone. And then I did a little video onto Facebook, just walking up the high street to show people that we were open and what was outside. And I did a shot looking through the doorway at the stag, and blow me down, an antique dealer from Bristol said, "Did I just see a stag?" And he bought it. And it's remained here with its sold tag on because he's picking it up the week after next. And you would not believe how many people have come in and said, "Oh, what a beautiful thing, what a beautiful thing." And they've stood here stroking his paw. And I think, how weird is that? It's been here all that time. And we've promoted it, and then as soon as it's sold, everybody comes in and starts noticing it. Isn't that weird? Anyway, some other bits that have come in this week. We've got this lamp which is going off this morning to be pat tested. A lovely, big, heavy, chunky piece of wood with a metal plate. Just needs a shade. I think a nice black shade would look rather nice on that, but it would look equally well with cream, whatever. You could have one of those long sort of shades or a nice Chinese cap. But that will be back in the shop hopefully early next week, having been pat tested. We sell these lovely letters. They come in MDF and they come with the hooks in the back. They're sold to you like this, and then you can buy a tester pot of paint to paint them if you wish to. I've painted some which I painted up actually for our window to spell Easter. So I've painted some already. These are £34.95. But I did them in the sort of the Easter spring colours, which are very muted, very pastel. But for me, these would be fantastic done with the bright reds and the yellows and the blues for a typical sort of circus look. So if you fancy having somebody's initial and giving it to them as a present to hang on their wall in their study, whatever, then these are really nice things to have. I've also just been on a course recently and learned how to do rust. I don't know if I've got a letter here I can show you. I may as well just show you. And I am now dying to do some rust with these letters because these were just gold plastic letters. They were just off a shop front, and I've painted them. I don't know if you better zoom in and see those, Ginge, to look as if they are very old and metal and rusty. And you know, if you look at them, just picking them up, you do expect them to feel cold and to feel like metal, but they are plastic. And so I am now dying to do some of these letters using the rust method. And if anybody wants to know how to do the rust method, then by all means come in and see me. I used all of the Frenchic products plus one extra special ingredient which we will tell you about if you come in. So what else is there, Nick? We had some of these in which we've sold some of already. These are little paraffin lamps, and I bought them because we have some lantern holders which we'll show you outside, which I can also use as bird feeders. But these came in and they do actually work. They look all sort of rusted up, but they all work perfectly. And although I wouldn't have a clue how to fill them or use them or light them or anything, you've checked them out. And I sold two to a gentleman the other day, and I thought that they were rather attractive to have hanging on your lantern holder. We've also got some of these dear little vintage buckets with the lovely rivets down the side. And I just think as a planter with a nice pink geranium in it, those would be rather super.
It'd be fun to do a paint effect, try and mimic that, wouldn't it?
You could easily, or you could do a lovely little crest of arms, or you could paint daisies on it. You could do anything you liked, actually. And those are £11.95 each. The little lanterns were, how much were those little lanterns? I can't remember. They are £12.50 each, and I think I've only got 3 left now. They sold like hotcakes. I have got a couple of these really rather nice wooden, I don't know what you call these boxes with the handholds. That one is £24.95. It's got some sort of decoupage on the side of it. And there's another one here which has got rope handles and is nicely sort of distressed painted, and that's £18.95. And I think these are just always very useful to have in the house. Cute little trivet here, £14.95. I mean, how sweet is that? And if you like chunky bunky things, then I think this basket here, £23.95, is dead cute.
I was just thinking, I've got a load of the supplements I have for my breakfast.
There you go,
and
perfect for those.
I was thinking this morning, they're in a shoe box at the moment. It doesn't do anything for me. Every morning I think, ooh, what horrible display.
Right, well, you're my sister, so you can have one. You can have one. How about these? I thought these were lovely.
You're really in the wrong position for this.
Am I? Because I'm shining into the light
behind you.
What about if I come over here then? Does that make it slightly better? Right, this is a medium-sized one. This is £34.95. It's a plate, wooden plate on 3 elephants, and I just think that in the middle of a kitchen table would be fantastic for putting fruit on, etc. And that's the medium-sized one. If I just grab this one and show you, we seem to have had a bit of an elephant theme going on this week. That's a really nice big size plate, that one. I think that's going to look splendid with fruit or china balls or something like that on it. This I thought was quite cute as well on the elephant theme. This is a sort of an elephant emerging out of a log. And I know a lot of people love their elephants. So that one is £35.95, and it's just a nice bit of objet d'art to have on the side of your sideboard. Speaking of elephants, that isn't an elephant. What is that? That's a buffalo head?
No, it's a
bull's head?
Bull's head.
Bull's head. I think that is pretty spectacular. That's on for £385. Solid carved wood, exceptionally heavy. You need to have quite strong walls, otherwise it'll pull your house down. It's that heavy. But it's just a beautifully gorgeous thing, and I feel like we need to find a Stetson hat to put on one of the horns.
Now you begin to understand the
weirdness.
Baffling Fifi eclectic.
Yes. This is Claudette, our beautiful 1960s style mannequin. She was wearing one of my cocktail dresses last week, and a guy came in and bought a load of stuff, and at the end of it he said, "How much is the dress?" And I said, "Well, the dress isn't really for sale, it's one of my cocktail dresses." He said, "Well, I'd like to buy it." So we did a deal. He bought the dress, and I thought, well, I can't leave her standing there completely naked, so we just put my jacket over her. And then yesterday, just because I was messing about, I stuck a top hat on her as well. So she's got the weirdest outfit on at the moment.
So Caroline's saying, FYI, the resolution's not as good here compared to Facebook video.
Oh, okay. Wonder why that would be. It's the same camera, isn't it? How weird is that?
Well, it's anything to do with when you're live streaming, dependent on the signal connection, etc.
Right, okay. Well, sorry about that, Caroline. Do bear with us. We're trying to get back to Facebook again as soon as we can, just because that's where most people know where to find us. Had this in this week. This will take 17 candles. I would imagine when it's a light, it will light up Blackpool, actually. It will include 17 gold candles, but I kept on knocking them over, so I've taken them out. But it's a very stylish looking piece of equipment, and that's on for £48.95. Really nice centrepiece for the middle of a table somewhere. You sound like you got a tickly cough this morning, Nick. Tickly, tickly.
Tickly.
Yes. So down through here, now again, some people will obviously have seen these, but for the people who might be new to watching us on this platform, we have these 2 magnificent French conversation sofas. They're on for £1,595 each, and if somebody wanted to buy the 2, we would do them for £3,000 and maybe just knock a little bit off that as well. They're beautifully, beautifully upholstered. They
it's the best upholstery job I've ever seen.
It's really good, isn't it? And they're all traditionally done, and they came out of a chateau in France and were brought over. I bought them at an auction, and they are just beautiful. But they are big. They're 9 feet long, so you really need a house or
a chateau.
Yes, a really nice French chateau in Wotton-under-edge would be preferable. And they would look very nice.
Wotton-under-edge is known for its chateaus.
Absolutely, there's a lot of them. Yeah, it would be very nice in a wedding shop or a ladies' outfitters, or even a gentleman's outfitters for that matter. So if you know anybody who's looking for some sensational sofas at such good value, then come and see us. This is a bit weird as well. I thought we might as well just focus on this today. This is made by a local craftsman. It's on for £5.95. It's a trifold screen, and it was brought about by the film Gladiators. That's what inspired it. And the idea is that you've got these aluminium sort of spikes that protect the person who's vulnerable and changing behind. And the behind has actually been painted using the Frenchic smudge, which is almost a dark grey. And you've got the lovely round. You have to have a little look at the back of that, just to show people what I mean. So that the inside of the screen is just as attractive as the outside of the screen. And it's definitely a conversation piece.
And that can be seen on the eBay site at the moment, which if you go to the About section in the YouTube, there's a connection to the eBay store. So do go and have a look over there, because you can view and pay via eBay, but you will have to come to Wotton-under-edge to collect, because we don't do deliveries on large items, but we do have some small items on there which we do send by post.
Yes, that's another string to our bow that Virginia is sorting out for us fantastically well. Nice little pine wardrobe here, £295. Got a shelf there for your shoes, hanging rail at the top. Excellent value at £295. That one, absolutely love it. Surprised it hasn't gone yet, but you know, everything goes eventually, so it will. We're just wandering around. Looks like Nick's spotted what we're going to have a look at next. We've also got this cute little Indian table here. It's called an ice slide. It was adapted from an ice slide, and basically these metal runners, it would have been used to tip the ice blocks into the cellar by lifting it up, and it's been adapted into a coffee table. So it's got 3 legs on it, oodles of character, nice and strong, really love it. And I also love the cast iron cow, which we've got on the top. So the table
Mike Winger is saying, "Hi Fee, I'm here from the Chilterns."
Fantastic. Thanks, Mike, for finding us. Do appreciate it. So nice of you to do that. So the table's 185. The cast iron cow is 85. Oh my God, it's very, very heavy.
You want to do your weightlifting practice.
Yeah, this is the thing to do it with. Make a good doorstop. Just
Mike's
a nice
saying,
thing.
I hope your FB page returns soon.
So do I. The stress that it's caused this week, you wouldn't believe. And when people are sort of saying, well, is it on this platform, that platform, this password, that password? Got brain bleed. Anyway, moving on. We won't let it affect us more than it has already. Got this beautiful, I guess it's Indian. We think it's Indian, don't we?
Yeah.
595. This incredibly solid, heavy, beautiful thing, which has got a hanging bar. The shelves are removable, so you could use it as a wardrobe. You could use it as a kitchen pantry. You could have it as a bar, a drinks cabinet. It's just a fabulous thing with rusty old bits of adornments on it.
I want to have it for my prepping. Prepping is when you expect the world to end and you prep and you keep all your rice and your lentils and your chocolate and your water. That would be
wouldn't be such a bad piece of equipment to have on that very basis, would it really?
You may mock me, but
no, I think maybe you're right.
You'll be knocking at my door saying, "Can I have some of your
In fact,
rice?"
in a nuclear attack, that is so strong and sturdy. I reckon you could sit in it and
Yes,
you'd probably still survive,
it's a bunker.
wouldn't you? It's a bunker. Yes. We've got the amazing, beautiful. What's one of those called? A peacock. With lots of gold leaf, done by Emma Catherine, the lady in Bristol, who's a fantastic artist, and that's on for 650. A really big screen and a lovely piece of artwork, and I just love the look in that peacock's eye. For some reason, I want to call it a cockerel, but it's definitely not a cockerel, is it? Demi-johns, yes. Anybody doing anything with some demi-johns? I thought they'd be handy for keeping pound coins in. I thought they'd be okay for making some sloe gin. They're only £4.95 each, so if anybody wants a couple of those, we've got some of those. I had 8 in, and I've sold all of them except those 2, so they need to find a new home. Speaking of storing things and using kitchen larders, we've got this unit here, which has been made into a housekeeper cabinet. It's got the chicken wire on the front, so you can put all your kitchen boxes, utensils, tins of blah, 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 spices, etc. And it's got a drawer in the bottom, and it's been painted in the alfresco smudge. And I just think that's a very useful thing to have in a kitchen or utility room. Candlesticks, yes. Good job, Nick's here prompting me with things. We've had a whole load of these vintage candlesticks that have come in. The taller ones are £12.95 each. The smaller ones are £10.95 each. I think there's only 2 that match. They're all sort of individuals, but they're all really quite nice, and they've got some nice sort of paint effects on them. Nicely worn, and with a couple of nice white candles in, and just let the wax drip down over them, they look fantastic. We've got a horseshoe coat hook here, very cleverly done. The coat hook's just bent over like that, the horseshoes. That's on for £89.95. It's got the recessed holes for your brass screws for the collars. And nice chunky.
Calling equestrians.
Yes, all equestrians, or anybody with a nice utility room or outhouse that could do a tack room would be good. New plates that have come in yesterday. This one's been spoken for last night, so don't sell that behind my back today, Nick. Somebody's coming in for that today. But 2 other blue and white. I love blue and white china. I think it's clean, it's fresh, it's beautiful, and obviously very useful. But I like them actually mounted onto a wall with a whole load of different plates. And if you stick to the same colour palette of blue and white, but you just get round paints, oval plates, square paints, blah, 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 and put them onto a wall in a kitchen or a dining room, they look fantastic. This unit, this is one that's been in process now for too many months. Every time I come in, I think today's the day I move this on. However, it's been quite a useful tool because we've painted the background here, which is in the colour Olivia, using the Frenchic trim paint, which gives you a lovely satin finish. It really is beautiful. The stripes we've done in After Midnight from the Alfresco range. The diamonds I've done in wall paint, so these are dead flat matte. And the little diamonds here I've done in the gold French shimmer, which is a pre-mixed gold paint that you can actually use in the garden as well, so it's sort of weatherproof. So at the moment, there's a lot of things going on there showing different types of paint. I still don't know where I'm going with it. It sort of will evolve. I know I've got some gold leaf work to do on here, and eventually I'll say, yep, it's finished. At the moment, it's nowhere near finished, but it's just finding the time to do it. So keep your eyes on that one. It will go. I will finish it, I promise. This big old trug that we've got here, which I have loved ever since we first found it. Found it at a flea fair, just fell in love with it. It's £145. We've never really known what the use was. And a farmer came in the other day and he told me, don't listen to this, Ginge. Ginger's vegan, don't listen to this. They used to use it to salt the porkins, the pork sides in, and it would have been filled with salt, and that's what they would have done. And that makes perfect sense, doesn't it? We've tried to think of everything. And he said, no. He said, that's what it is. So it's a pork salter. So just a nice piece of equipment, lovely in a big hall somewhere, filled with nice things on a hall table, perhaps. So we'll have a quick look outside. Where's the dog's lead? Here, Paddy Pads. Come here, darling.
Have to be quick because this has gone too long.
Yeah, we'll be very, very quick. There's only a few things.
The connection will be very bad out there for YouTube. So
okay. Well, I tell you what. If we just stand outside and just point the camera, and if we do lose everybody, just to say thanks everybody for joining us. We hope to be back to Facebook next Friday. We are closed tomorrow for the coronation, and we are closed on Monday. So if anybody's wanted to come and get paint for the weekend, today is the day. So if we just stand here and you can point up and down, we've got some great big garden mirrors that have come in. One of them's taller than me. That's on for £200. We've got some great project furniture here, some lovely baskets, some metal garden chairs. I've got a trestle table here, which is for sale. Come on, Pads. He's thinking that was the shortest walk ever. Come on, sweetie. Come on, my little boy. Oh, he's such a beautiful little boy. Oh, he's such a good boy. He's also getting extremely heavy, isn't he?
Well done, everybody.
So
thank you very much for bearing with us with our technical issues.
Thank you.
And
send gin. I need gin. I need gin and chocolate. That's what I need.
If I can find a way to do it, I will download this video and put it onto Facebook. But we can't get into Facebook at the moment, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. But thank you for watching, and please comment, like, share. It all helps. Subscribe to Fifi's YouTube, and we're here on Friday mornings, either live or uploaded. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great week. Enjoy the coronation weekend, your time off, and we'll see you again. Lots of love.